Thank you for listening. This is Mike Aldridge with the BYN Show, the Better Yourself Network, where we are getting better every day. This is Season 1, Episode 5. Let's go.
You are now listening to Mike Aldridge on BYN, the Better Yourself Network. Make it your choice to get better and better every day.
All right, I'm super excited this episode. This is the BYN Network, Episode 5. I got a good friend of mine here, co-host, super excited to have him. Good friend of mine, Ty Cornelius, more like a brother, very educated dude, knowledgeable. He's actually the one to turn me on to podcasting. Look out for his up-and-coming show, The Plug Talk. So let's jump right into it. This episode, I want to talk multiple streams of income and how I'm a big believer in multiple streams of income. One time I was telling the guy everything I did, and he told me, do you do anything well? Do you do any of them good? And I had to think to myself, I had to really question what he's saying. And, first thing you got to do is get one source of income that you can rely on, that you are happy with doing, and that you can make some money with. Once you have one source of income, start trying to figure out how to get two. Once you get two sources of income and you're doing both of them well, you want to get three. Three sources of income that you're doing well, making money, all three sources. And I think that's the key. I think that's a good number to reach. I think it's obtainable. I don't think it's too out there where it's too much to ask for. But it could be a journey to get there. It could take years to get the three sources of income. But I want to talk about why it's important to get three sources of income and not just one, not relying on one thing where if one thing doesn't work, you don't have any income, you're fucking screwed. So that's what I want to discuss here today with Ty. And I'm so happy to have Ty on the show today.
Honored to be here, brother. Honored to be here, my brother. Yes, sir.
So let me give you a brief background about my good brother Ty Cornelius here. We met each other in the car business. At the point in time when we met, I was a little bit more experienced than him in the car sales aspect, and he listened to what I had to say. I listened to what he had to say, and together we both learned how to make a lot of money together. And so he's a good friend of mine. We stay friends. He's no longer in the car business. Congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you much. Appreciate it. Not quite a retirement. But,
I like to call things a retirement when you no longer have to work for the man. Ty got to a point where he felt he can do his own thing, make his own money, be his own man, not report to anyone, and I'm proud of him for that. But so even at this point, him being an entrepreneur, entrepreneurship is so exciting to me. I love entrepreneurship. Not everybody's an entrepreneur, and that's okay. But if you're an entrepreneur, I know you love who you are. It's the most exciting thing in the world. And so it's hard for me to work a job. And luckily, selling cars is something probably, if it wasn't for selling cars, I would never work anywhere, ever.
Certainly.
But
Absolutely.
I couldn't work anywhere else. But at the same time, it is a job. You're working for someone else. And Ty, you got to be the finance manager.
Yes, man. I actually I worked myself up through the industry from the age of 22. By the time I was at the age of 28, 29, I was a finance manager. And fortunately, by the age of 30, I was able to, part ways with that business and do my own thing. But, one thing that, I can, add to all of this, and, one thing that I guess I'm grateful for is that I got into the business when I was relatively young. Now, at the time, I didn't see it as me being, young, obviously at that time, 22, 23, but, some people don't get into the business until they're 30, 35. They don't realize, at that point, maybe they realize they don't want to be a plumber anymore. They don't want to be at work at a call center, or they don't want to make, $10 an hour or whatever the case may be. So, I'm fortunate that I was able to get in the business early on, man, and save up some money and, do my thing now.
No doubt. That's a big thing I like to highlight is if you're in the car business, make your money, And if you want to stay in the car business forever, that's not a problem. I love the car business. But if you're an entrepreneur and making money and put it in the bank and saving and get ready to do what you want to do.
Yeah, man. One thing that, I kind of, grappled with when I got ready to leave the car business was this. I wrestled with the fact that, I started thinking about what did I enter the car business for? And, I'm not going to go into exact detail as to what my goals were and what I was trying to do when I first got into the business. But it essentially boiled down to, hey, man, I'm just going to, save up some money and, go off and do my own thing. And at the time, I'm not going to say I got trapped. I found a good career, but now looking back, I kind of got trapped. And I got to a point when I got older, again, when I got to 29, 30, I'm like, what am I doing here? Why did I even start doing this? And I'm like, oh, wait, I started doing this so that I could save up some money and do my own thing. And I'm fortunate I snapped myself back into reality and remembered that and got back to that.
No doubt, man. And so, the beautiful part about there is that you're an entrepreneur and you were able to work, build up all the way to a finance manager. That's a spot that I have not accomplished to hit yet. And it's a very, sought after position. Basically, you get people approved, you print up the paperwork, you make a lot of money. The average finance manager makes $150,000, $200,000 a year.
Many people don't believe that. A lot of people don't believe that.
And that's in Delaware. In a lot of states like Chicago, they'll make a lot more than $200,000 a year. And Ty, you walked away from that. You wanted to do your own thing. You wanted to be an entrepreneur. And, I applaud you for that. But the key part, what I like about what you said is that you were able to work the system. Don't let them work you. Don't work a job. You work that job to get what you need to get out of it. And so, and people say, okay, Mike, you're working a job right now. You're in the car business right now. I'm planning my retirement. Every day I get closer to planning my retirement. One thing I'm doing is I'm using the job and then they're not using me. Right now as we're recording this, I'm on a paid vacation, sitting here chilling, relaxing, planning my next moves. But what I can tell you is that I love the car business. And the beautiful part about the car business is you can go anywhere in the United States and sell cars, any dealership or hire. If you got a tax return that says, I made $100,000 a year, here it is. You want me to make it over here or not?
Absolutely.
They're going to hire you.
That's how that goes, yep.
I don't care about shit else.
Back in the business, yeah.
Right? So if I want to get back in the business next year, I'll do it. Might not be where I'm at now, but hey, one thing, because the important part is people want to deal with someone they can trust and rely on. And people trust and rely on me to buy cars. They want to buy cars from me. They want to buy homes from me because I treat them with respect that they deserve. I'm not going to bullshit them. I am a salesman. I'm trained. I'm skilled. I'm prepared for this. I'm not somebody that just, got a job. There was, they didn't know anything about car sales. They were bartender or a custodian, but one day I'm trained for this. I'm built for this. I love what I do. And so, but I'm at the point in my life where it's time to potentially move forward and press forward. So with that being said, I want to talk to you, Ty, about a couple things. Now, we're talking about multiple streams of income. For me right now, I've got car sales, I've got home sales, I still sell food. A big interest of mine next is e-commerce, the drop shipping, the Amazon. I want to get in the business of making money while I'm asleep, things shipping out. Ty, what do you think about that drop shipping business? And if you were to do a drop shipping business, what would you do?
I tried to hand at it myself actually, and it failed, which. That was a learning experience, obviously. But my business was with T-shirts, and unbeknownst to me at that particular time, a lot of other people had the same idea as me at that same exact time, and that kind of didn't work out for me. But drop shipping is an excellent way to make some cash because first off, for those of you that aren't familiar with drop shipping, I'll put it in its simplest terms. Essentially, what happens is you set up a marketplace, I guess maybe, an online system, a website or, social media system, and you put products for sale that you don't necessarily put up money to purchase and hold in your inventory. You're actually just marketing someone else's products. You mark them up from whatever price they're offering it to you. You sell that product and you take the profit. I think it's a great business. My only thing is what product do you start out with?
No doubt, and Ty, I'm glad you said that because in the beginning you mentioned that you had a drop shipping business and that idea and it didn't quite work out that well for you. You learned a lot, and that's the best part about being an entrepreneur. When it doesn't go your way, you can say you learned a lot. If somebody say, "Hey, Mike, you want to open up a restaurant? What do you think?" I'm going to have a better answer today than I did 3 years from now. So everything is learning steps. And so to your point about the drop shipping business, what product do you need to have to be successful? I think a lot of thought needs to go into that. And if you take it from an aspect where you're just gonna do a general idea because general things matter, you're not gonna be quite as successful. Take the time and really work on the product, and then the product that you choose to sell, make sure it's something that you're passionate about.
Good point. Absolutely. I was not very passionate about T-shirts, and I'll admit that. And I think that's one of the reasons why it didn't quite work out. And I'm joking when I say T-shirts, I mean designs and, fashion and so forth. Wasn't necessarily passionate about that, and it didn't work out. But yeah, to make your point, man, listen, I don't care if you want to sell, porcelain painted unicorns. That might sound cheesy to some people, but if that's something that you have a passion for and a love for and you collect them or whatever the case may be, I guarantee you, man, there's somebody else out there in the world that loves them just as well as you do. And if you can find a couple thousand people around the world that are interested in buying those things, then you have a market and you're able to make some money.
That's what's up. So that's very valuable information right there. We're going to close up today. What I want to talk about is, we said 3 multiple streams of income. That's what you want to work on generating. Write down 3 things that you are passionate about, that you love to do. If it's comedy, if it's art, if it's dance, if it's music, if it's whatever it is you enjoy, right? The 3 things that you can see yourself generating income from, and then create a plan to go after it. The action steps. What are you going to do to get 3 multiple streams of income going for yourself? So that's our topic for today. Thank you for listening. This is Mike Aldridge with the BYN Network, the Better Yourself Network. We're getting better and better every day.
Thank you for listening and making yourself better. Stay tuned for the next episode by Mike Aldridge on BYN, the Better Yourself Network.